All right, let's talk shock towers, whether it's the metal version or the plastic version. I'll kind of show you where it started. I did a prototype. The most pro tier version will look like this. It'll be 7075 aluminum, black anodized. This is obviously just 3D printed plastic that I'd made to test everything before I ordered it. So anyways, the pro version will look like this, pre-threaded to M 2.5 millimeter screws, black anodized, ready to go. And then, sorry, I was working on a radar this weekend. My hands are all tore up. You can see I've got the countersink screw holes right here. And then this prototype didn't have the threaded inserts at the bottom. I'd noticed that it was so thin walled that I was cracking those. So then I went to a threaded insert just to add a little more rigidity to it, a little more strength down there. And this is what you'll get, in the metal version. So this is essentially the exact kit that you would get in like the mid-grade. You've got the 3 adjustment points. The innermost is your factory or stock one. That's the same as the stock shock towers. I think I have one here. Yeah. So it's the same point. This is a rear one. This point and this innermost point are the exact same from factory to aftermarket. And then I've got a couple of other points for you to change your ride height. So you'll get a piece like this, you'll get a piece like this, and then to save me money on ordering it, I did not have them pre-thread the holes. So you'll have to get a tap and you'll have to do it yourself, right? So I saved a few bucks, so in turn you'll save a few bucks when you purchase it. Same thing for this one. You'll need to tap, 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 tap. So they've all been lasered to 2.05 millimeter, which is the correct drill bit size to thread them. So all you need to do is get yourself a tap, right? M2.5 tap, and then just do these yourself. Okay, so you'll save a few bucks getting this mid-tier, like grade version. If you want to do your own threads, right? And then once assembled, it'll look like this. Black piece attaches to the aluminum shock tower. That's for your front body mounts. These are just holding it on there for now. Your rear wing goes through, a bolt goes through the rear wing mount, and then through the plastic body and then into here. So that holds that in place. All right, that's what your medium grade, basic but tunable version on the website. All right, and here you can see installed. These are just my prototype spacers that I'd found at the hardware store. I think they're actually for some sort of circuit board. But the ones that'll come with the kit are 5 millimeter. So these are 7 millimeter. They're actually a tiny bit too long. They're 5 millimeter, so you'll be back to your factory position. Same spacing as the factory one. Yeah. And you can see I did a video just beating the crap out of it. The only thing I bent was one of these. I've already replaced it, but one of the screws. But I think once you get the kit with the actual spacers, made for a 2.5 millimeter screw, it'll be even nicer. But even with these janky prototype ones, the only thing that was damaged was one of the screws. So pretty good, pretty impressive. I think it looks cool. I can't wait to see ones with the black installed. This was just like a local purchase from a machine shop. He did my prototypes for me. But yeah, so that's the aluminum version with the color match body. This is the purple accent, so did the purple accents there. And then this one, you can see I got a pile of them I need to pull the supports out of. This is the 3D printed version. Similar setup, right? 3 adjustable points, 3 adjustable points in the rear. You know, this one will use all your factory hardware, except for the actual the screws that go in here go all the way through. So you could use your factory ones. You'd probably only get about half the thread, but a 14 millimeter is best because it takes it all the way to the end. So those will be provided with the kit, and you'll have front and rear, you know, either stock points, the factory position on the far inside, or adjustable points if you wanted to adjust it out. All right, and then taking a look at that one, I did a few different materials. I think I'll show you in a second if I can hold the camera, try to prop the camera up and show you, but I printed one with ASA. ASA is like ABS, a little bit different, a little more heat resistant. So this is like a better version of ABS. And this is PETG with carbon fiber in it. So, you know, these go in like order of most expensive material, right? The plastic that it's made out of. But this is your PETG version. I'll sell these. These are the filament itself is the cheapest to purchase and easiest to print. So I'll sell these for the cheapest. I'm not sure quite on price yet, but it'll definitely be affordable. It will be as much as the shock towers are now from Arma, and mine, I guess, would be a little bit better than theirs because you have adjustability. So whatever price they're selling for, this is not going to be more expensive than that. So you can at least know that. And then this one, so this is your PETG CF. This is your PA6 CF, which is nylon with carbon fiber. So very similar to the factory one, right? These are nylon. This is nylon. The only difference is that this has carbon fiber in it. Adds a little more rigidity, and it'll help keep these screw holes from getting stripped out, just because it's super tough with that carbon fiber added to it. So this is more like the factory material, but instead of, let's see, instead of about 5 millimeter worth of threads holding it together. Yeah, it's all the way through. That was the front one, so here's the front one. Instead of 5, you'll have 7.5 millimeter of threads going through. I beat the crap out of this one on a jump. If you see my YouTube channel, you've seen it. And in that, I didn't break this, you know. I broke one of these rear ones. You can see in the video, it landed like right on it. But I think that was the PETG version. Anyways, though, yeah, I don't think it needs to be fully front and rear, you know, fully captured within there. I think they did that essentially because, you know, with that relief, you only got about 2 millimeter in the front and 5 in the back, kind of supporting everything. So that is your PETG CF. These are nylon with carbon fiber. And then this is the most expensive one. It's hard to print. You need to have a printer that'll go high enough. But you could put these in the oven at 400 degrees and they won't melt or anything. It's pretty crazy stuff. This is PET, so not PETG, but PET, P-E-T, with carbon fiber. Similar to the stuff that you see water bottles are made of. Obviously, water bottles are real thin, but that plastic is tough as hell and can resist a ton of heat and just a lot of other different properties and stuff. So these are the most expensive. They all kind of look the same. You know, this one obviously has got a little shinier look to it because of the material, but this is the most expensive by far. So a little more than twice the price for half the amount, you know. So anyways, that's these. I'll do a more like in-depth install video. Oh, the cool thing about these is that you just use your factory body mount. Like this one, I incorporated it into the design, recreated it, you know, so you just use the mount that I made. Right. And then this one, take this off the factory one. It's recessed out exactly for it. Hold on. And you can just use your factory hardware, right? And you can see this one's got that factory front body mount, right? So, anyways, that's what I got working on. This video is long enough. Shock towers, a bunch bagged up that are going to hit the site soon, and then I need pull supports off these cheap ones, and then if you can hear it or not, the 3D printer's going in the back with another batch of these nylon versions. So, all right, appreciate it.